big up frontline.
Lockdown, we set up an online Zoom coffee shop. We just messaged all the customers that we knew we could contact and said, would you want to meet up on a Sunday morning and just chat on Zoom? And they're all like, what is it, how does it work, like we were? And then eventually we'd get sometimes 40 or 50 people logging in, so we started getting guest speakers, and we got local coffee roasters to come on. We got Dave Jameson, who's twice world champion barista. He came on and did some talks, and we get local sports nutritionists talking about how people could keep fit and do exercise in lockdown. And there was then local 5-time Olympic gold medalist Ed Clancy, who lives nearby, and he's like, I'll come on and do a chat about, he was training for an Olympics that weren't going to happen, so loads of people that are into cycling logged in just to listen to him. Sunday morning people were logging in, and we'd all be sat there with a cup of tea or coffee on the sofa, and then after we'd log off, and some people would just stay on and carry on chatting. So it was just a good way to sort of keep that social scene going, and people were actually still speaking to their friends from in the shop. Well, there's people who now go out eating and drinking and socialising together who sort of met on Zoom or met in the shop they didn't even know one another before, which is really nice. If like someone called John might come in and say, I went out with Steve last night for a beer, and they'd only met through coming in the shop, which is really nice.
So in terms of my journey as a home barista, I think it evolved because everyone kind of comes together, brings little things that they've made, or even just comes around for like one cup of coffee for an hour. And it's so nice to just see people, and it's just now become like a way that we show love for each other in remembering, say, different dietary requirements. So many of my friends have got different allergies or vegan, gluten-free, things like that. And if they come round and they know that I've got a certain type of milk in for them, or I've remembered what their favourite coffee is, then it's just like a nice extension of the way that we can show love for each other.
You're providing something that we all find pleasure from, eating and drinking. The coffee is not what it's about. The coffee is just a path to the person, to engaging in a conversation with them, to finding out how their week's been, where their mind's at. For a lot of people, it's just having someone to talk to, which I didn't realise until I went into community work. So many people just need someone to talk to. I've seen coffee comfort those who have nothing else, and that's a conversation you have around the table with somebody. And I've seen coffee used to celebrate so many things, like even the smallest of achievements. Coffee has been used to break that down and celebrate it for everybody. Every town can grow and change, and that only starts with your individual impact and how you're doing it, and we're doing it through coffee.
I'm not a trained professional, but I like to think I can listen, and sometimes that's all it takes to feel a little bit better. Coffee's just a vehicle for that conversation. Some people come here to meet people they haven't seen in years. Some people come every day just to chat and talk about today's stress. No matter what day it is, you can come in and hopefully you leave feeling a bit happier than you arrived. Everybody walks around with so much in their head, and I think being able to go somewhere where you can just release the pressure valve a little bit and leave feeling a little bit lighter. That's what I would want, somewhere that I go regularly. I try and provide that for people that come in here regularly or come in here full stop.
Coffee's always been a big part of my life. Yeah, when I sort of moved in with my partner and we started looking at getting a coffee machine, it was like, that became like a big part of our sort of daily life. When things have been, like if I've been in education or maybe even at work, the way that I sort of take a moment for myself is to just have coffee. When I think back to times when I was studying, because I sort of had a very long period of studying in university and then doing my masters, and I always just think about those nights where was like doing essays and really stressed, and I would sometimes just get up, go downstairs, whether it be a decaf coffee or regular coffee, just take a minute, do the milk and pour it in and just sort of, you know, take a moment really. Me and my partner, coffee is a massive part of our love language.
We have a regular Pathfinder run / hike every month now. We set out to do something really truly giving back to the community by starting this as something regular for locals, but also like people that are just visiting. So they can be anywhere between like 7 to 12 kilometre runs, I should say. Also a lot of walking because we have a lot of steep hills around here. It's really great to see people make new friends and that genuinely didn't have any way of connecting with other people in this area. And you see those people now even just coming in for a drink together, like not going for a run, but they're friends and that's how they met. So I think that for me is a huge highlight. Often here what we also get asked is, especially from people visiting the area, where would it go on a 2-hour hike? Where can you recommend? Like, I want to go for a 30k ride, those kind of things. And so everyone here at My Outside is well versed on the outdoors here that we have, whether that's a recommendation for a swim, a run, or a cycle, or even just a walk.
Started talking to Ben and said, do you like coffee? And he said, yeah, sure. And so I gave him my machine and did a little video saying this is how you use it, this is how you grind, you know, fine, coarse, and this is how you make a shot of espresso. And then since then we've kind of developed a great relationship. So it was, you know, a chance meeting with Ben that led into this kind of relationship. But since then it's comes back to what we always talk about. You know, he's invested into this kind of coffee hobby the same as me, and since then, you know, we've cycled around Mallorca together, we've run ultra marathons together, we've gone to competitions together, and as a 42-year-old man going cycling around the southeast of England head to toe in kind of lycra and stopping for a coffee and cake is a wonderful peak existence thing, and me and Ben kind of share that appreciation. As my wife will say, I wake up in the morning, you know, skip downstairs because I get to go through this kind of mindful process of making my drink of choice, which is a flat white. And there's so many great elements to making coffee. So you've got the science where you've got the time, pressure, heat, extraction, weight in, weight out. Then you've got a bit of artistry in trying to make latte art, which is very difficult in amongst itself. A bit of alchemy, and then, you know, community. So every morning I make 2 flat whites and give my wife the best one, and the kids help me out in the process, and that sets me up for the best day. It's the pursuit of perfection that doesn't exist. There's so many elements to it, and just when you think you've nailed it, you're back to the beginning again with a new bag of coffee. Offering Ben my coffee machine clearly meant a lot to him. He's said that he really enjoys the hobby, and we've kind of grown a great relationship with each other, which sounds a bit strange, but yeah, it's all based around coffee, and we've got so many other things in common. And I think him nominating me for this is, you know, reflecting of what a nice guy that he is. For him to do this, it should be, you know, he is my coffee hero rather than me being his. So what a great guy.
You know, sometimes we baristas are the only people that, you know, people get up in the morning, they're the first people they may see, and over time, over years, you become friends, you become family, and they want to share your life with them. It's a small village, and everyone that comes in here has ended up knowing each other and building a relationship with each other. I just want them to feel at home, like it's their second home. I love being a barista, and I love coffee, and I love everything that it brings to my life. I mean, I'm not exactly the most sociable person, but this gives me the sociable aspect to my life. And I have met people that I wouldn't have usually met just outside on the street. Everyone has their backstory and things that they've gone through, and it's nice to get some recognition.